Hi there, my name is Willem Ogden. I'm currently studying a BTEC Level 3 Extended Diploma in Sports at the Southport College in Southport. My predicted grades is a distinction merit. The term acting professionally, to me, that means good-mannered, kind, helpful, honest, good-working, professional in the way you present yourself, and if you have a practice or whether it's an office, depending on what your job is. Being professional and tidy, not having clutter around. Now, specifically for a sports therapist, I'd say having clean hygiene, a very good presentation in terms of your clothing, but how your clinic is set out or where you're working. Being on time, having a very presentable manner, and being very open. By that I mean the profession itself. Can be quite daunting for a patient having to come in and get massaged or have a part of their body touched by a complete stranger. So by us being completely presentable and forward to them, it can make the time that they spend with you a hell of a lot easier. The last time I participated in sport was on Wednesday. I went to the gym and did a weight session. I'm still struggling from it now. I did a leg session. I challenged myself to see how fast I could do 100 repetitions of 280 kilos on the leg press. It took me 9 minutes 42 seconds. 9 minutes 42 seconds. Safe to say I'm grateful I live on the ground floor, no stairs to climb up. The outcome of it was very severe DOMS, achy, but I love getting DOMS. It's quite fun. It's one aspect of things I do enjoy to get. How I'm prepared myself, I just put music on. Music prepares me for everything. Whatever mood I'm in, I can always put music on. It'll help me go, get through it. And obviously prior to it, I had a warm up as well, so that got me ready. The injury that I'd like to talk about is a sprain. In particular, I'm going to talk about a sprained ankle. A sprain itself is damage to the ligaments. This is caused by overstretching, of the ligament, or twisting within the joint. So whether it's your elbow, your ankle, your knee, any joint within the body, there is ligaments there. The ligaments connect the bone to the joint. So they're what make up the joint. They keep it all together. Most commonly found, I'd say, in football and rugby. I know myself because it's happened to me a few times when I played rugby. I've sprained my left ankle once or twice, and I think I did my right ankle as well. All that happened with me is I just got told to rest, and I think it took 4 weeks at worst. The most common treatment for it is RICE, so rest, ice, compression, and elevation. And in worst case scenarios, MRI scans can be conducted just to look at the severity of the stretch of the ligament, and maybe even an x-ray just to check that there isn't a hairline fracture within the ankle, maybe adds into the factors of the pain that the patient may be feeling. I found this information out through 2 sources. I used netdoctor.com. I chose to use netdoctor.com because I've always used it in terms of my own health. So anytime I've had an underlying problem or something, if I'm not feeling well, I like to have an idea of what's going on with myself. I like to know what's going on in my body. So I use NetDoctor for that reason. But I don't diagnose myself. I do go see the doctor obviously after. And my second resource was a book by Stephen Bird, Neil Black, and I forgot the third author, but it's about sports injuries. And I opened up the book, went to the sprain page, and had a look into it, just to top up my knowledge of that. I got the book from the library. I tried to use the library as much as possible. I know that come university time I will value the library every day, so that's why I chose to use that resource. My sporting idol is a gentleman called Chris Gethin. He is an Australian sports therapist and natural bodybuilder. Chris Gethin is a qualified sports therapist. He's worked on luxury cruises around the Caribbean and Australia when he first finished his degree at the University of Sydney. and from there his career progressed into the bodybuilding industry, where the idea of it is dieting, training, specific techniques to tailor their body to get the results that they want to. And that's something that I've recently got into, so I'm hoping to sort of follow in his footsteps and reciprocate what he's done with himself. Now he's one of the leading authors for a website called bodybuilding.com, and he's revolutionized the bodybuilding industry and training. He's one of the most highly known and respected transformation specialists. The techniques he uses are unbelievable, and the training programs they do kill you off, but once you get into it, you love it. Lastly, I think the biggest challenge for me is going to be able to, like, I guess, get comfortable in the sense of that, within a few months I'll be able to strip off pretty much naked in front of my peers. That's something that I think might be a bit of a boundary in terms of living on my own. I'm not really too phased by that. I was brought up in a military background, so I've always I'm used to moving around, used to meeting new people. So in that sense, I'm not too bothered by that. I think my time management's pretty good. It's just putting in the hours of revision outside that I'm a bit wary of, but I can do it. I'm doing probably 20 to 30 hours already. Just, extra knowledge. I know BTEC's not exam based, but I like to keep up to date with things that I'm studying. I like to research further into it. Anyways, I hope I answered them all correctly, and look forward to hearing your response. Thank you.